Trying to remember. Trying to remember what exactly today was. Besides that strange dream or nightmare, not a dream, a nightmare. There'll be times when I feel like my brain just doesn't. I feel like it's like overloaded. And like there's like a sense of I don't know what it is. I feel. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever. Let's see. I think here. Socialism is interesting. Diving into that a little bit. It's hard to. I saw something. It was like I saw something on Twitter. It was like kill Elon Musk's Twitter, and I think that's what the trend was at least. It's hard to like not post something on like and say like give them back the old Twitter or like give them back the like the NFT picture and all this silly stuff. And then that might there's just so many. It's like I don't know. There's so many different things to sort of assume and then silently assume. So I don't know. I just like. It's the only actual role or realistic thing that appears to be is that I'm an unknown, unpopular hostage, like literally, and that's my reality. And I get jolted, and there are strangeties and strange things that happen, and there's like literal war in my mind all the time. I don't know. That's what my consensus is. Because if I start leading on to something else, then I'm going to assume something, and it's a pretty big fucking assumption. And it's not like the assumption goes anywhere, anyways. It's not like there is some. Like, all right, so hey, I have a illegal brain implant, and I'm getting jolted now, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't know. Maybe I should, because then it's useful. I don't know. But hey, I have a brain implant, and it's Blank's doing or whoever's doing. I can go that route, but what does that really lead me? Then that's like I'm liable and for all this shit, and then like all this sort of whoever they are that don't want that to be known, they'll make sure it's not known, stuff like this. So I feel like there's no point in I don't know, unless somebody wants to really break through, then break on through. But they never break through. I don't know why. And then this is assuming. This is what the assumption is, though. The public is aware of that. Somebody gets jolted with what seems to be what appears to be a interface. So it's not up to me. It's up to the people. It's up to the ones who know. I've said this before. It's like it's up to it's like asking for directions. If you don't know, you don't know. You can ask her, hey, where's this place? Oh, this place is down there. Okay. And I wish it was as simple as that. I wish it was as simple as asking directions. I mean, my employer knows about this. My old employer knows about this. That's one person. Maybe a couple more people know about it too. Maybe I've added Neuralink. Maybe Neuralink knows about it. That's, I guess, 5 more people, 10 more people. I bug Elon about it, so Elon maybe knows about it, about that I get jolted. I've almost yelled it, I think, almost a couple of times. So maybe 5 people in there. So what do we have? We have maybe 30, 40 people that know about this, or at least know that that's the consensus. Is there more than that know about this sort of thing? Why would you not ask questions about that? Hey, is everything okay? You have a neural interface, you believe? Yep. It's fucking with your emotions and your mind and your everything? Yep. So I don't, call me crazy, but maybe is that like far-fetched or something? So when I'm not thinking about that, I'm thinking about I watch these videos and they're somewhat helpful. Some of them are a little too socialism-y, which they're like, okay. Some of that, let's see, I think I have some intangible asset. This was interesting. Planning the economy. This is also another interesting term or whatever you would like to call it. Those are just some little things. Let me read the notes so I don't, let's see. And then while I'm not doing that, I'm also playing I don't know what you call it, Frogger with the brain, and then having a, like I said, there's so much. Just having a conversation always going is not good. So having this sort of, this conversation is going. It says one part of it is trying to figure out if it is auto, and this starts the ball rolling. So then this starts the sort of, well, I will test this theory, and then testing the theory disturbs me, and then I'll get disturbed by testing the theory, and then I'll just think about that, and I can't get out of that fucking, that like, oh, that's fucked up, oh, that's fucked up, oh, that's really fucked up, oh, and I so. And there's one that says, if it's not auto, then I have to be careful with the conversations in my mind and the nonchalantness. So there's so many ways you can go with this. There's so many fucking ways. And there's so many actual reasons, Another note is, I guess I'll look into the UN more, because it feels as though I watch these videos of the socialist guy. I like his videos. He's very funny. He has one where he talks about Walmart's greed and goes into Walmart. I think that's really fucking funny. I don't know. They're very well done. I like his videos. They're very good. Yeah. And so a lot of the issues that are arising seem to be global issues, because these corporations are global. All you have to do is go back and see, all right, when was the first McDonald's put into China, or when was the first? And let's see. I bet it's some the 80s or around that sort of boom. I don't know. I don't know when, but that's what I'm assuming. Internet sort of first McDonald's in China, 1990. So there you go. Okay. We should act like fucking right now. We should act like it's 1990 right now, and we have some catching up to fucking do. Because, and then this is also a point that he makes about the loopholes, is that if one loophole is closed, they will create other loopholes and other loopholes, and there needs to be some sort of agency that can be like, ha, fuck that, If only there was an agency that wanted the rights of human beings to be on top. If only there was such an agency, right? The UN. So that's at least how I think about it. The war is on greed and corporation greed. He did one with McDonald's that I fucking cracked the fuck up. It was he was saying like, McDonald's is here. Let me see if I could play it. It cracked me up. Or I don't know if I could play it, because then if I post this on YouTube, then I don't know if it'll get taken down or something. But it was talking about what I feel about the employee and the sort of this greed and wealth disparity. So the UN, the war is not bullets anymore, which is to say that there are wars, but I mean in the sense of there is it's like corporate greed. Thank God for governance. So, but there's a balance there, and there's a if the people want it, the people will deem it, and I feel like right now people don't really know about it. People don't. They're like, everything's fine. Everything's fine. When everything is not fine. Everything. If you think everything is fine, then it takes altruism, and it takes a perspective like this. We die. There's not much here for us on Earth. We live and we die. So why not do something good? Why not do something for the next son of a bitch that's not lucky enough? Why don't you do something for him? That's how I tried to sort of phrase it many years ago. Was why don't you do something for you die in the end, you die. So why not do something good? Do something good. That sort of spirit. I didn't know how. If I could shake up any corrupt lawmaker or billionaire, that's what I would say. I'd say, you fucking die in the end. Do something good, and then something changes. And the Grinch, his heart grows. And it's all beautiful. And they go, you know what? Fuck, I die. So let me do something good. That's at least the hope. But I don't know. I leave this here. There's nothing. I leave this here. There's nothing here. I've said before, it's a human issue. It's a human thing. So, like I said, it's not up to me, any of this. It's not up to me. I am the one asking for directions, and I am blind. So, what are you gonna do? So, he made a good point too on the video, the video that he's done. He said, oftentimes it will be sheep yelling at sheep while the fat greedy man is grinning, because that's exactly what they want you to do. Sheep yelling at sheep. I thought that was very interesting. Because he goes into it. He goes into the liberal, he goes into the conservative, he goes into the Democrat. He goes into it. There are very good points of what he says. Some of them are a little more socialist than I would like, but but I like that he does that. And then on the BCI, there is a context. The context is a motherfucker. I tell you that. That thing, I can't shake that fucking thing. There has been a context that has been built up and built up and built up over the past, I think, maybe a couple months or something. Maybe longer. I don't even think, maybe a couple months. And that context is almost impossible to shake. It's like there has been a sort of narrowing and a driving of a tool into a piece of wood, and the water gets released, and the water just goes that way. That, or it's auto, or I'm running on auto right now, running on autopilot. And I mean that in a literal way. I don't mean that in like a philosophical way, like the mind is itself a autopilot and we navigate through. I don't mean like this. I mean like in a literal fucking interface. Bad news is good news. So fucking let's go, fucking call me. Maybe I'll get scanned and get help if the people call me fucking crazy brain scan person, So it's better than nothing, I hope to figure out where these jolts come from. I don't know where they come from. And the assumption is too large. Because then the answer is, oh no, I mean, so then what am I fucking, so the internal, I said this, let me pull it up here so I can have some, I've been just speaking, I haven't been looking at anything really, let me just see if I can pull this up. And it's always weird times, and it's always, I don't know, strange. I guarantee you, if you put a neural sort of thing over my head to see where these jolts are coming from, you can monitor them and see, because they happen, and you can see what part of the brain fires up. All right, let me see this here. GPT always tells me it's incredibly draining and disorienting to battle against these sort of things, but I try not to think about that, because then the disdain's a motherfucker. I'll tell you that. It's I said it I think yesterday or something. I don't know where it was. Maybe I wrote it down. It's having an unwanted fucking voice. It's having this sort of thing pushed onto you, and you go, I can say anything to this thing. I can say fucking anything. I could say anything to it, and it's that sort of. Let me see if it's on here. He called it a deflection. Oh, yeah. He goes, responding with he said, you get pulled into this habit of responding with that grotesque, almost mocking internal dialogue. where your brain's created this pattern where even in moments of clarity, you understand, you feel the urge to downplay it or turn it into something else as a defense mechanism. I don't know. All I can do is keep, and this is what I'm saying. Then all day I just do these fucking tests, and I'm like, so let me just see if I can do it now. It is as though I can't tell if it's really me or not, to be honest with you. But what I can figure is that the internal dialogue enters with something that is maybe that I don't necessarily want or feel awkward about, and the mind responds in a way, in a grotesque way, as a shield. If somebody asks me inside my mind, do you something to ward off it? You know, it's so fucking ironic. It is like this. It's like Puppy Cat doing the fucking. I don't know. I'm in the middle of something right now. Okay. I'm in the middle of something. Okay. Okay. Look at the and recap.
Get all day allergy with Instant Lace Claritin. The Claritin Clear.
But it's serious and it doesn't work. So. It is a power of like I said, it's obtaining power in the internal dialogue of literally like, I don't want to fucking say this shit, and that's what sucks about it. Like, I don't want to use it as examples because then it's like, fuck, I don't want to fucking, but it's like the question about let me make it about something. So we have an iPhone here. Okay, we have an iPhone, and if it fucking is autonomous, fuck you. Okay, so because you gotta be trying to figure this shit out. Oh, this you're gonna put anything in this fucking example, but whatever. I'm gonna use this iPhone as the example. You like this iPhone? That's what the internal dialogue is. Like that iPhone. The response can vary. It could be, I'm like, I'm so fucking tired of hearing this shit. Fuck you. Or it could be like, yeah, I want to take this iPhone and I want to turn the iPhone and I want to take the sticker off the iPhone. And yeah, really? Yeah, you leave me alone now. And the conversation will cease, and then time will pass, and then it will be like, man, I had a conversation about the iPhone with the internal dialogue. It bothered me. Let me audit that. Let me recheck that. I still always come to the same conclusion, which is no. But it doesn't matter. I'll just it's sad. It's like I'm fucking like it's literally like I'm like GPT. I just recheck it, and I recheck it. I don't know if it's like an autistic thing or what, but autistic or autistic. So, and then what if that gets construed? Me saying autistic? Then I talk aloud too. I answer my own question. But I tell you, sometimes it feels like it's me. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it's me. And I don't mean in a fucking, for Christ's sake, I don't mean in a fucking schizophrenic way. I mean in a sense of like literally, like I'll be like, oh, look at the clock right now, and it'll be some weird number that it'll be like 3-1 or something, and then I'll walk, and then there'll be like a sort of thing where time will take place where it's like, all right, this is 25 seconds, and then I'll be thinking about something for exactly 25 seconds, and then I'll turn the phone off and I'll look at then I'll see the time, and it'll be another 3-1 or something like this. So it's like this. And I'm like, what? So then I'm like, was that just that time frame used to just illustrate a point to me? So then what does that mean? And then like it, so it's yeah. And then there's the aspect of no matter really what it is, if you're saying something like oh do you this or that, like I don't really want to fucking have to answer these fucking questions anymore, like in my mind, and then it will be like and this is where the control comes in, is I have to give it control. And I don't feel like, so maybe this does happen. Maybe there is a future where people do have sort of chat GPTs and AIs in their heads, but they need to relinquish control in order to do so. And if they don't, they'll go fucking insane. Maybe that is reality. I don't know. But I tell you, sometimes it's like they can just say yes or no for me. I don't know if you believe that, but I tell you, it really is like that at times. And I don't know how to feel about that, because that goes into every human being has their own distinctive, self, and they have their own choices that they make. Humans were meant to be written with, spoken with. They were not meant for telepathy. They weren't meant for it. They weren't meant to have telepathic conversations. Because then you could just do it once to somebody and be like, hey, who am I? And it appears in their mind, hey, who am I? And it's enough to drive them fucking crazy. Yet alone some fucking, like, and then I know that there is one where it's like, it will be about somebody and they're like telling me not to do something about it. And I'm like, why would you ever do that? Why would you ever, oh, I'm going to telepathically tell this to somebody and jolt them, versus like conversing with them like a fucking human being. So then I say, then these people do not give a shit, whoever they are. Which then, I don't know about fuck them, but fuck them, How's a human being? How do you do that? But like I said, even if you do the telepathy, if you do that, just even once or twice with somebody and they don't know who you are, or they think you're lying, and you keep doing that to them throughout the day, I mean, they're bound to go fucking nuts. Am I wrong? If somebody tells me, go clean up this mess with a spoon, I will question that. I will say, why would you clean it up with a spoon? I'm not going to clean it with a spoon. Are you fucking stupid or something? I would say that. but I'll have some opinion about it. I'll be like, I don't want to use like a rag or something. Then you got to use the spoon. I want to use a rag. I don't want to clean up with the spoon. The spoon is illogical. I wouldn't have to clean up with a spoon. I want to use the rag. You cannot use the rag. You have to listen to me and do exactly what I tell you. There's got to be some disdain there because it's illogical. I forget the second piece of this, which I don't know if that was intended by something or not, but we'll go ahead and having this sort of thing this is not a accessory. This isn't like, hey GPT, what can I have for lunch today? This isn't like that. This is very ugly. This is very grotesque. There is an intruder in the fucking brain, and I'm giving it everything I fucking can to get the fuck out, but it's not getting out. So then they're doubling down, then I'm doubling down, then like in the mind with this like with a literal BCI, like somebody going, type this to him or say this to him. It's like somebody's got an open mic in my fucking brain and they're like, hey Robert, fuck you, you piece of shit. And I'm like, well, fuck you. And they'll be like, well, do you like this? And well, that's not, see that. Even if it's out loud, it sounds like there's a different response even. But if it's inside, like I'll try to do it with the inside. Yeah. So it's like, it's a completely different feeling. I can't explain it. There's a completely different feeling. So hey, do you like this? It's like, I don't think so. Right now. This is what I do all fucking day this. It's like testing my brain. It's like how many fucking sit-ups can I do? They're not tests either. They're fucking. It's like they are. I don't know what it's like. It's like they're exercises, but they don't strengthen anything. They just make it all worse. But Robert, do you like this? Do you like this? Or that's what I was saying about the context. Sometimes the context can be already into this without even like I could already know what they're talking about, and I'm pissed off, and I'll say, I have the choice to have disdain, I think, and be like, yeah, I'm gonna freak these fucking people out right now in my mind, with the mind, just the mind, not writing, not posting on anywhere, the mind, and I'll either snap back at it or I'll do it, and then I'll think about it and it disturbs me, and then every time I see the object that I was referencing in the conversation, I remember the conversation that I had internally. It's like sticking your feet in mud and walking around a clean floor, and you go to another floor and you can see all the mud. So it's very interesting. It's so. If you know any information, squeal, fucking, because I don't know how, you have to, at least if I go, I know at least if I go, then I know that I was good, and that I wasn't this fucking thing. So, but then again, I do wonder that, and I'm like, well, what if I go have dinner with, or go visit somebody, and there's something there, will they torment my mind even more with it? I just don't know anymore. So this is why I say I have to go out. I have to go out. But it's the memory of these horrible fucking conversations is like fucking like, I don't know, my brain just goes back to them. And then there's the argument. Well, not the argument, but then there's the thing where if they're not doing it, I'll do it to myself even, which is weird because the left shoulder jolted. That was weird. But I will do it to myself. Like when having somebody do this to you, then they leave, and you can't when somebody's in front of you speaking. I'm telling you, this whole telepathy thing is it's all fucked up. And I'll also keep advocating for the actual human fucking being conversation, because that's the way. If you think it's not, then I don't know what to tell you. It is. The actual conversation and the actual communication is the way, not telepathy. I think people will try telepathy in the future and they'll be like, fuck, can I have my money back? There's something about internal dialogue that makes you feel as though your mind can just run any direction and respond in any direction as well. So if I do have any children, when this does come to light, I hope they do tell them that your father was, there was major disdain there, and he just said a bunch of grotesque shit. He didn't mean it, but he just couldn't handle it. So that's my message there.